Again. Hi, welcome. We're here to talk about lesson 2 from Learning R with Amber Madison. My name's John Grahe, and
I'm Amber Madison.
we are going to. Last week you were with us, hopefully, for lesson 1. Today we're going to do lesson 2. I'm showing you that lesson 2 is available at osf.io WEKS8S. I've got this up in Adobe PDF as well, so that I can look at it as we go through. And this is the lab that we will be going through today. And so we're going to learn about data assimilation, the floor function, data frames, and cutting, whatever all that stuff means. And I have my RStudio open. And so the first thing we need to do is make sure that we set up our library in Psych. And for anyone who maybe this is the first time they're meeting with us, libraries are these chunks of functions that contain things that we want to do, but we don't want to make R do it. And the thing about libraries is you only install them once, but you have to reload them every time you restart your computer.
That's correct.
And so I also have to install, so we can get to see how this install packages. Summary tools. If you spell things wrong, R will let you know. So what are we going to use summary tools for?
The summary tools will give you the frequency distribution table.
Okay.
Yeah. And you will see how much better it'll make it look than the Psych package.
Than the Psych package. Shout out to Bill Revell on the Psych package. It does lots of wonderful things.
Yes, it does.
Yes. Apparently not so good at making pretty frequency distributions, though. Yeah. Okay, so that's now in. I now need to make sure the library is activated within my R program. So library, summary tools, and there we go. Okay. The cursor is still saying it's not quite ready.
That's correct.
Is that okay? It's overwritten by prior?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
It's saying for best results, restart the R session. Do you think I ought to do that?
I think in this case, no.
No.
Because we're not doing anything
that fancy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a general rule, if you weren't recording a webinar while you're doing this, you probably would want to restart.
Yes.
And, perhaps we're going to find out that we should have. But we're going to keep going and see whether or not we can get away with that. So we're going to make an object called set A, and then do floor run if min equals 0, x equals 50. Now, let's see from my read, is we're calling an object. We're going to run this function called floor. We're going to run it till there's 52 of them, where the smallest number is 0 and the max is 50.
That's correct.
That's what it's saying?
This is one of a few ways to generate random data.
Random data. So this is generating a set of data. It's there, isn't it?
Yes.
If I just ask for it, I can see it?
That's right.
Okay, there it is. So you're also wanting me to make a set B, another object called set B, another floor. What does floor mean?
So floor actually tells the function to only consider whole numbers. If you left the floor function out, it would generate numbers with decimals.
If I would have just said set B, arrow, run if, and not said floor?
That's right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So set B now exists?
Yep. And these are random data. You can also generate slightly random data based on a normal distribution. We'll see that later in other lessons.
Okay. Now it's looking for that this time.
Yes.
All right. And so as I'm following through my lesson, now she's asking us to check our work. So we got set A. I don't know what it's trying to get me to do. Set A, set B, and set C. And I'll just take a look at what they all do. So set A, there's set B, and then set 3 gave me a bunch of letters that were either
lowercase or uppercase. So the letters
the
function.
first 26 are lower and the second 26 are upper.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So then we're going to make something that she's making us call my first data frame.
So now we're going to arrange all of the lists of letters and numbers that we created into a data frame. And what he's doing right now, he's assigning a name to the column for set C as the ID, and for set A is variable 1, and for set B variable 2.
And now I got to fix everything I did wrong. So ID equals set C. That's okay. Variable 1 is set A, and variable underscore 2 is set B. And then you want me to
Very good.
and there we go. So now we've got 3 variables, and those 3 variables are in order: the capital, the letters, then the random set 1 and random set 2.
That's correct.
All right. And so then she is asking us to look at the structure of our data frame.
Okay. And you will see that it lists the ID as a factor, which makes sense because it's letters and not numbers, and then the variables are listed as numeric.
Mm-hmm. So bins.
In this step, we are creating bins to separate the data into. We are going to make a frequency distribution.
And we're going to make 5 categories.
Yes.
By 5 makes me think there's 5 categories.
That's right.
All right. Why did it's trying to finish stuff that I'm not trying to. So those are, well, it looks like there's 10 bins.
Oh,
There's 10 bins by 5s.
Yeah.
By 5s, yes. All right, so then cut variable 1, cut my first data frame $, variable 1, bins, my first data frame.
Very good.
Well, that's not easy to read at all.
No, not at all.
Not at all. I don't like that at all. So you're saying the next step is to
Create a table. Yes.
okay,
And now,
but that's certainly not what I want my students to do. That's
No.
not good enough to use.
No, it's not.
And you're saying now I'm going to transform table cut. All right, so we've turned it sideways.
Yep, and it'll actually tell you the frequency and the title in this one. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then if I do this, make a picture, call that picture
You skipped a
file.
step.
I skipped this guy. Frequency.
So this is what the summary tools package does for you. Is that much better?
Wow. Now that is what I want to see from my students. Although I'd prefer to see it ordered the opposite. I want 0, 5 at the bottom
Okay.
and 45, 50 at the top. Do you know how to fix that?
Not yet.
Not yet. So that is something that we'd want to see. There's got to be something in that we can say reorder.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now you're saying make a picture of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Call that picture my first.
So The point of this is to show you that R can create visualizations of your data, and we can make a histogram. For this step, you're saving the histogram to a file.
How does it know which histogram to save to a file? You're saying make a picture file.
Yes.
Called my first histogram.
Mm-hmm.
How does it know what histogram file to make? How does it know that it's this histogram that it wants to make?
Because in the next step, you're going to tell it the histogram that you're going to make.
Oh.
Yes.
This file name is going to first... Now, when you're writing your own data names for your various whatever you're doing, I would strongly encourage you not to have such long names as we have here.
That's right.
She's trying to be informative with her names. It increases the likelihood of making an error.
That's right. So when you when you're writing a picture file, you first tell R that you're going to write a file, and you're going to tell it what type. So you can do PNG, JPEG, GIFs, PDFs, and then you'll name the file. Then you'll create the file, which is this step, which is basically you're developing it. And then once you've created the file, then you will turn the development off, and it'll save the file into your R working directory.
I'm just checking my typing real quick. Is that intended to be a space between variable and one?
Yes. That's your x-axis label. Okay. Very good.
Now what?
The next step. Okay. And that means you can find it in your R working directory. My first histograph.
That now exists?
Yes.
If I go to my folder where all of this is housed, I'll find it?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, and it's called my first histograph. I didn't call it my first histogram?
No.
Did you? Is that because of you? Did you tell me to call it histograph?
No, you did that.
I typed that wrong.
Yes.
Ignore that. That's not intended by me. Okay, well, I did. It's still there. I still made it.
Yes.
Even if I just opened SPSS on accident, everybody. Don't watch that happen. We're going to have to turn that off when it finally comes up. We're trying to get away from SPSS, people, not open it. Okay, so then we're to the lab assignment. We went through this pretty fast.
Yes, we did.
So the lab assignment then, let's pull that up. The lab assignment then, if we go to the end of the file, is pick a variable within the ENI2 data set. Okay, and we did the range, median, and mean in the last lab.
That's correct.
And then make a table. Save all it to file. Okay. Very good.
Yep.
Well, and of course, if they do this lab assignment and email it to you, that you'll provide them some feedback.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Grade it.
Well, thank you for joining Learning Amber Madison teaching John Grahe R, Lesson 2. We will see you next week for Lesson 3.
See ya.
Thank you, Amber.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.